This is a Key Stage 4 lesson on the blood. So by the end of this lesson we should be able to name the main components of blood and describe the purpose of the components of blood. We should set out our notes in the Cornell note-taking style, with our objectives on the left and the answers to those objectives in our notes on the right. Finally, you'll summarize what you've learned at the end of the lesson in your own words. So the blood is made of three main parts. 55% of it is plasma. That is water, proteins, nutrients, hormones, and other chemicals. Around 1% of the blood is made from white blood cells and platelets. And finally, around 44% of the blood is made from red blood cells. In order to get the blood to separate in this way, you can take a test tube with blood inside it and send it through a centrifuge. That's a device that spins it extremely quickly. This separates out the more dense red blood cells, which sink to the bottom, and the less dense plasma, which rises to the top. Red blood cells are biconcave. That means they have a dent in either side of them, a concave shape. But the word bi, meaning two, says that they have two dents, one on either side. The reason for this shape is in order to allow maximum oxygen absorption and transportation. If a red blood cell was a sphere, oxygen would have a great distance to travel to get from outside the red blood cell to the center. However, being this shape, not only does it have a large surface area, it also allows oxygen to quickly be absorbed into the red blood cell through a very short distance, getting from outside into the center. Now, the reason for blood's red color is hemoglobin, which contains iron. And just as rust, made of iron oxide, is red, so are red blood cells because of this hemoglobin. Platelets. Now, these are made from fragments of red blood cells, but you'll notice that they are not red themselves. The reason for this is because the body takes away the iron from them in order to recycle it and reuse it in new red blood cells. If the body did not do this, it would quickly lose the iron, and you'd have to have very large quantities of iron in your diet every day to prevent yourself from running out of iron and dying. So the platelets will stick together in order to form blood clots. This is to protect you from wounds. So if you get a cut, the platelets will join together in order to clot your blood and prevent you from continuing to bleed. If the platelets go wrong, however, if they don't join together, what can happen is you can bleed continuously. This is a very dangerous condition. Meanwhile, the platelets could also bond together too easily, in which case you would end up with blood clots, which could lead to heart attack or a brain aneurysm. White blood cells. These are part of the immune system in the body. White blood cells are there to attack, disable, and destroy invaders such as viruses, bacteria, fungi, and protozoa, which might get into the body. Finally, plasma. Plasma transports proteins, sugars, urea, and other chemicals, including hormones, around the body. It also transports carbon dioxide. So whilst the red blood cell transports oxygen, the plasma is able to transport carbon dioxide, because carbon dioxide dissolves in the plasma.